Basically, there are only three different types of situation where the sea meets the land. And you can actually see all three types right on our Atlantic coast here. If you think about what it looks like up in Maine, Massachusetts, that what we call that northeast glaciated coast, very different kind of thing going on up there. I mean, basically, you have a cold, deep ocean crashing into a jagged shore. Very few things that live here in this area could survive there on a year-round basis. All these oysters that we have here, many, they would probably do all right. We also have lots of clams and mussels that probably could survive it, but most of what you're going to find in the salt marsh would never be able to survive the severe winter that they would encounter in a place like that. The other kind of situation besides the salt marsh would be what you find down in the Caribbean, South Florida, and actually all around the equator in our tropical areas, where just off the land you have these coral reefs. And very different kind of situation going on there as well. And I've always thought that a good example of that difference is all of that crystal clear water. Beautiful stuff, great for diving, but unlike our water, very few nutrients in that water. Everything down there is relying on that coral reef for its life, and from nutrients that are being dredged up from the abyss. I don't know if you've ever been down there diving or snorkeling, but you don't have to swim far away from that reef to get some serious deep water. Now, our water here is a very different kind of thing going on. In fact, I have a lot of people, especially in the summer when people are swimming in it, asking me what is up with this water, because to the untrained eye, it doesn't look particularly clean. But if you were to take some of this water and put it under a microscope, you would be looking at a virtual bowl of life soup. In fact, the reason that our visibility is not very good, and also what gives it this sort of green tint that it has, is because it's teeming with zooplankton, phytoplankton, and a nutrient called detritus, which is created by this salt marsh. So it's incredibly nutrient-rich water. In fact, that's what it is that makes it a big nursery here. In fact, 70 to 80% of what lives in the ocean spends all, say like our oysters here, or a portion, like say shrimp, migratory fish, in a place just like this. Any place that you go along our Atlantic coast, from Albemarle Sound to St. Augustine, Florida, this is exactly what you're going to be looking at. The same thing that you see right here in the Lowcountry, a big nursery situation.